Good morning, everyone. I am Professor Ankita Avasthi from CSE Department, SIRT. Today's topic is data structure. What is data structure? A data structure is a spatial way of organizing and storing data in a computer so that it can be used efficiently. Array, linked list, stack, queue, tree, graph, etc. are all data structures that store the data in a spatial way so that we can access and use the data efficiently. That means data structure are typically used to organize, process, retrieve, and store data on computers for efficient use. Having the right understanding and using the right data structure helps software engineers write the right code. There are two types of data structure, primitive data structure and non-primitive data structure, which are supported machine level. In primitive, they can be used to make non-primitive data structure. These are integral and are pure in form. They are predefined behavior and specification. Example is integer, float, character, pointer. The pointer, however, don't hold a data value. Instead, they hold memory address of the data value. These are also called the reference data type. That means primitive data structure, it is a kind of data structure that stores the data of only one type. There are four type of primitive: integer, floating point, character, and pointer. And non-primitive data structure is a type of data structure that can store the data of more than one type. There are 7 primitive data types: string, number, big integer, boolean, symbol, undefined. And we have 3 type of non-primitive data structure. First is array, second list, and third is file. List can be divided into 2 types, linear list and non-linear list. And linear list of 2 types, stack and queue. Non-linear list of 2 types, graph and tree. First is linear list. Linear data structure. If the element of a data structure result in a sequence of a or a linear list, then it is called a linear data structure. Every data element is connected to its next and sometime previous element in a sequential manner. Example is array, linked list, stack, and queue. Non-linear list means if the element of a data structure result in a way that the traversal of nodes is not done in a sequential manner, then it is a non-linear data structure. Its elements are not sequentially connected and every element can attach to another element in multiple ways. Example is hierarchical data structure like tree. First is array. Array are a homogeneous and continuous collection of same data type. They have a static memory allocation technique, which means if memory space is allocated for once, it cannot be changed during runtime. The array are used to implement vector, matrices, and also other data structure if we do not know the memory to be allocated in advance. Then array can lead to wastage of memory. That means array is a linear data structure that collects elements of the same data type and stores them in contiguous memory location. Array work on an index system starting from 0 to n minus 1, where n is the size of the array. Next is file. File data structure. File structure is a combination of representation for data in file. It is also a collection of operation for accessing the data. It enable application to read, write, and modify data. File structure may also help to find the data that match certain criteria. That is file. Next is list. The list support dynamic memory allocation. The memory space allocated can be changed at runtime also. The lists are of two types, linear list and non-linear list. That means a list is an ordered data structure with elements separated by a comma and enclosed within a square bracket. For example, list 1 and 2 contain a single type of data. List 1 has integer while list 2 has a string. List can also store mixed data type. Linear lists are those which have the element stored in a sequential order. Stack is follow a last in first out technique for storing and retrieving element. The element which is stored at the end will be the first one to be retrieved from the stack. Stack has the following primary function: first push and second pop. Push used to insert an element in the stack and pop is used to remove an element from the stack. Next is queue. Queue follow first in first out mechanism for storing and retrieving elements. It is an abstract data structure somewhat similar to stack. A queue is an open at both its end. One end is always used to insert data and other is used to remove data. It follows first in first out methodology. The data item stored first will be accessed first. Next is non-linear list. First is graph. Graph data structure is used to represent a network. It comprises of vertices and edges. The graph are very useful when it comes to study a network. A graph is a pictorial representation of a set of objects where some pairs of objects are connected by link. In discrete mathematics, a graph is a collection of points called vertices and lines between those points called edges. Next is tree. A tree is a hierarchical data structure defined as a collection of nodes. Nodes represent value and nodes are connected by edges. A tree has following the categories, following properties: height of node, levels of node, degree of node. Example is queue. Queue is an example of commonly used simple data structure. A queue has beginning and end called the front and back of the queue. Example is binary tree, is another commonly used data structure. It is organized like an upside down tree. By choosing data structure, by comparing the queue with the binary tree, you can see how that data structure of the data affect what can be done efficiently with the data. Queue is a good data structure. Binary tree is a good data structure. List and order set of data. A list can be used to create a queue. Array. List is a set of item. Array is a set of variable that each store an item. This is list and array. Example of list and array: before deletion and after deletion. Thank you.